Would you start performing an exercise if I told you it might help you lose weight, increase your testosterone, enhance your posture, strengthen your muscles for all other activities, and even give you the finest sleep you've had in a long time? Compound exercises like deadlifts work several different muscle groups, which makes them a great complement to any strength training program. In this video, we'll talk about all those benefits of deadlifts, along with many more. Now let's get started. How may deadlifts help in fat burning? In several ways, actually. First of all, deadlifts can help you gain more muscle mass overall, which can boost your metabolism and raise the amount of calories you burn when at rest. Additionally, deadlifts are an intense workout that uses a lot of energy to complete. Engaging in deadlift exercises allows you to burn a lot of calories quickly. This vigorous exercise can help you burn more calories overall and encourage fat loss. Hormones that control fat loss, such as testosterone and growth hormone, can also benefit from deadlifting. Your metabolism may be accelerated and fat loss may be encouraged by these hormones. To keep your testosterone levels in check, you must get enough good sleep. As an intense workout, deadlifts can raise testosterone levels over time by enhancing the quality of your sleep. Finally, doing deadlifts can help you burn more calories both during and after your workout, which will result in a longer-term boost in fat reduction due to the higher energy expenditure. About sleep quality, deadlifts promote it because of the tiredness they cause in the gym. Later on, though, I'll explain to you how to combat that undesired fatigue. How does posture get better with deadlifts? By supporting healthy alignment of the back and strengthening the muscles that support the spine, deadlifts can help with posture. The erector spinae, which support and maintain a neutral spine, are among the back muscles that are mainly worked during deadlifts. Engaging these muscles through deadlifts can eventually result in improved posture and increased strength. Additionally, deadlifts work the muscles in your core, such as your obliques and abs. These muscles provide proper posture and spine stability. Maintaining good form during deadlifts requires you to use your core muscles, which might assist in realigning your spine more thoroughly. By strengthening the muscles that support your lower back, deadlifts can help in a decrease of lower back pain. Strong lower back muscles can support your spine more effectively and help you avoid bad posture. How can testosterone levels improve through deadlifting? Deadlifts work your back and legs, two major muscle areas in your body, which raise testosterone levels. By using these muscles, you can increase your testosterone levels, which will help you lose fat and gain muscle. Furthermore, the high energy demands of deadlifts can increase testosterone production. Regular deadlifting will raise your testosterone levels, which will increase your ability to acquire strength and lose weight. How can deadlifts improve strength more than any other type of exercise? In several aspects, deadlifts improve strength more than any other exercise. Firstly, a lot of muscle activation is needed for deadlifts, especially in the legs and back muscles. You can raise more weight and increase your general strength in other workouts by completing deadlifts, which will enhance the activation and recruitment of these muscles. Furthermore, you can strengthen your grip by including deadlifts in your regimen, which call for a strong grasp to execute. Gaining more overall strength can be achieved by using stronger grips to lift larger weights during exercises like pull-ups and rows. To maintain your spine throughout the lift, deadlifts also work your core muscles. You may increase your general core strength by doing deadlifts, which will help you perform other exercises with better form and more strength. Last but not least, deadlifts are an intense workout that uses a lot of energy to complete. You can increase your general level of fitness by including deadlifts in your exercise routine, which will enable you to execute other exercises more intensely and for longer periods. Increased total strength improvements in other workouts may result from this increased level of fitness. Even while deadlifts provide a lot of benefits, there may be certain disadvantages to take into account. Number 1 is injury risk. Deadlifts are intense exercises that can cause significant strain on the hips, back, and other joints. You run the danger of suffering an injury like a torn muscle or herniated disc if you don't use the right form. To reduce the chance of injury, it's crucial to start with small weights and concentrate on good technique. Number 2 is fatigue. Deadlifts are an intense workout that needs a lot of energy to perform well. If you're not careful, you may become overly fatigued too soon and find it difficult to do subsequent exercises. To prevent becoming overly tired, pace yourself and take enough breaks in between sets. Try to finish your exercise with deadlifts and concentrate more on volume than weight. By doing this, you will get the most out of them, avoid getting hurt, and experience less unwelcome fatigue. The truth is, unless you're eating properly, you won't be able to fully profit from deadlifts even after you've learned all of their numerous benefits. Therefore, to achieve great outcomes, whether you're planning to start deadlifting or you're already doing so, make sure you're consuming the correct nutrients. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more fitness tips. See you on our next video on your screen.